Oh, I love that explosion. Okay, well, it's December 23rd, Christmas Eve, and we're back. And we are going to be talking mostly about, it's going to mostly be Catholic Watch. And we're also going to be talking about, the big news. We'll talk about that in a moment. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the new website. It's up and running, and I'm going to put it on. All right, let's see. This is the new website, and people who are on YouTube and Facebook Live watching, it's pretty darn cool, actually. And unfortunately, so there was supposed to be a YouTube window popping up here, but I guess that's not happening. So it shows the recent episodes, and there's an episode in the menus. There's the episodes. You can go to some of the more recent episodes. I also have a little thing on what's coming up. In fact, today that's what's coming up. There's an about the podcast. Subscribe, and you can contact us on this. And so if you've got any suggestions, et cetera, you can use this contact page. And I promise I will actually look at the emails. I've been remiss in that for a while. Anyway, so that's the new webpage. I really like this. It was fun to do. It was a bit frustrating at first, but it became fun once I figured out how to do things. Anyway, it's Christmas Eve. What are you guys doing for Christmas?
Going to my parents for dinner. Yeah. Take the daughter.
Can't hear you, Twyla. Your mic is muted, I think.
It was so.
Yes.
I'm Christine is doing what my kids will be doing. They're coming over to my place, their parents.
Sponging off mom.
Dinner. Yeah. I'm cooking a duck.
Wow.
Duck.
Sacrifice.
Oh, that's
the
actually
duck.
that's kind of yeah, it's too bad. We should have saved that for the as a seg into a later topic we're going to be discussing.
Well, you can bring up my duck at that time.
Duck, yes. Weirdly segs. If you're a Monty Python fan, you'll get the reference. Anyway, yeah. So the new webpage, I'm really happy about that. It's much better than the old one. We're just staying home and having a big dinner on Tuesday, and be turkey, the usual turkey. So I've already got leftover turkey sitting in the freezer. What the hell? I can't keep up with the turkey. I'm only human, I can only eat so much turkey. Well, anyway.
Hence why we've gone to another bird.
Yeah,
Thanksgiving turkey and Christmas duck.
I'm hoping that one of our cats, Hammy, is going to help out with eating the turkey, and I'm sure he will. Actually, he loves chicken. He just goes eat. He just vibrates every time I'm making a chicken salad, and I give him a bowl of chicken, and he just goes crazy over it. Anyway, yeah. So the big news this week is that Canada has repealed its blasphemy law, amongst other laws. Yeah, what's up?
Randy, I'm getting some feedback from Vincent, who says that there's something seriously wrong with the sound.
Oh man,
seriously wrong with the sound. There's nothing wrong with the sound on our end.
Sound is still not coming through properly. Yeah.
Huh.
In fact, I do hear something strange.
I don't hear a thing.
I think we need to reconnect. Twyla, do you hear it? I think it's like, Randy, you sound like almost like you're underwater.
No.
It's not getting any better. Okay.
I don't hear that.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about it. I really don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. What else we got here? Back to the...
Sorry about that.
So Canada has repealed this blasphemy law. Bill C-51 passed. in the Senate and has been given Royal Assent. So there's no longer a bunch of laws. I think there's a number of laws, including the pretending to practice witchcraft is gone as well, which we're going to talk about next, because I want to say something before that first, because it doesn't really mean much. This is a zombie law that really hasn't been used in a long, long time, but it sticks in the craw when we criticize other countries for actually enforcing a blasphemy law while we have this thing still on the books. And
exactly.
It makes us look, well, I mean, the witchcraft one makes us look like idiots.
Well, they got convicted
used.
for practicing fake witchcraft, but thing is, what if
what if you're practicing for real? That's okay,
we all know
apparently.
But that would have been okay had it been possible.
Oh, it's a silly law. I mean, it's just fraud. Just charge people with fraud. Get rid of the witchcraft.
Which in this case, they did that too.
Yeah, well, they did that too. But the thing is, that's the thing. That it's not really a zombie law if it's been used in recent times. And it's been used a number of times. Unlike the blasphemy law, I think the blasphemy law goes back to like... the 50s or even earlier, the last time it was used. So it really was a zombie law. But witchcraft law, we keep using it. Like, why?
And they used it up to 2 days before they repealed
before
this.
they repealed it. Yeah, I don't see how that charge is going to stick, because obviously it's a stupid law. Everybody realizes it's a stupid law. Just charge the person with fraud over $5,000, and that's good.
Well, and the funny thing is, this bill C-51, they said initially also proposed repealing Section 176 of the Criminal Code that prohibits disrupting a religious service. What if there was a dog barking? Humanists argue that every stage that repealing this section would help protect the rights of Canadians to dissent from religious orthodoxy. However, the government ultimately chose to amend the section following a large and coordinated effort by religious groups to lobby the House of Commons committee that studied the bill. This is nuts.
I can't believe in this day and age that anybody would actually if their faith is so brittle, what's the difference between blasphemy and free speech?
And what exactly is blasphemy? I'm sure I've done it without really understanding what I was doing.
That's the other thing.
Blaspheming is, essentially speaking against the Lord, but there are such things as like secular blasphemy laws. Like, for example, in Germany, you weren't allowed to talk about the Holocaust and that kind of thing, right? Or to question it, right? So that would be like a secular blasphemy law.
So it's always going to be against freedom of speech.
Well, you can have blasphemy law or you can have free speech. You can't have both. They are incompatible.
Exactly.
I mean, what constitutes blasphemy is it's in the eye of the believer, I guess, not the beholder. Ireland had their blasphemy law. They repealed it. It shouldn't have had it to begin with, because that was a modern blasphemy law. And they tried to charge, or somebody tried to have Stephen Fry charged with blasphemy for stating his opinion. You can state an opinion freely without fear of any government reprisal. Now, there could be corporate reprisal, but if you're if you say something your sponsor doesn't like, the sponsor is free to withdraw any contractual obligation for paying you, but the government can't.
But the law should, yeah. That's funny. I hope that made Stephen Fry even more famous and get heard more widely. That's awesome.
Utter lunacy to do that, but so just 2 days before the law was repealed, a woman was charged with witchcraft. Yes, this is where the duck comes in. If she weighs as much as a duck. You guys don't get...
What?
Philistines. I'm surrounded by Philistines. Nobody gets the joke.
Sorry.
Haven't you ever seen
I'm sorry, I
Monty?
didn't watch much Monty Python.
Haven't you seen the Holy Grail? You must have seen the Holy Grail.
Oh no. I'm getting Holy Grail shamed.
I saw the bit. Yes, I saw the bit about the rabbit.
Yeah, okay, at least you're in the right ballpark. The movie, yeah. No, there's this woman that was accused of witchcraft, and there's this trying to determine whether or not she's a witch, and so if you throw her in water, and she floats, she's a witch. But so what else floats on water? Well, a duck.
Ducks.
And so if she weighs as much as a duck, then she's a witch. There you go.
Yes, I vaguely remember it now.
Mind you got to keep in mind that ducks have hollow bones and such too. Philistines.
I don't know. Yeah. Sometimes I just hold up no hope for you two. What we should do is we should do what they did in Clockwork Orange. Instead of watching violent movies, you watch Monty Python with your eyes clamped open, and somebody sitting there with the eye drops, keeping your eyes moist, and you're in a straitjacket. Then you would know the reference. There you go. That's what I got to do. That's what I got to do.
I'm sure I'll find it somewhere.
Anyway, so this woman was charged. She was also charged. Well, okay, she was charged under Section 365 of the Criminal Code, which no longer exists.
But
she says she's not a witch, like you were saying earlier before we started.
Her nickname,
the White Witch of the North.
That she came up. She calls herself that, and then she gets offended when someone calls her a witch.
Yeah. Well,
oh my god. Like, if that's what you're going to call yourself, she's like, oh, it's just a funny nickname. Hello?
I don't know.
You're kidding me.
Oh, well.
I can't believe this person. Mind you, everything is Shales. I giggled through this one article pretty bad.
Well, this is the thing. Mark DePatie, a spokesperson for the Timmins police force, said police and prosecutors work with the laws that are on the books at the time of the alleged offense, pointing to historical sexual offenses, for example. That's why police and the Crown attorneys keep ancient or aged versions of the criminal code on hand to see what laws apply. We're talking about witchcraft!
But it was fake witchcraft, and she called herself a witch, so it applied.
But okay. The law is officially pretending to practice witchcraft. That assumes that there's actually a law which says it's either okay or not to actually practice witchcraft.
Real witchcraft, what is that?
Pretending to practice witchcraft? What does that even mean?
Basically, it means
this
fraud,
is obviously a stupid law. Okay,
I think it's funny.
It's stupid.
I'm
It's
actually going to miss it
embarrassing.
now after this case.
It's an embarrassing law.
There's a campaign going on in, I want to say Uganda, against,
Yeah,
they
that's
put it in
serious.
quotes, witchcraft, because it's obviously not true, but how are you going to fight it without actually calling it by what its name is, right? So that's why they put it in quotes and, do away with witchcraft and superstition and that kind of thing, right? But it's a problem with language for sure.
People get charged with doing witchcraft when they're not, too.
Exactly. All you have to do is make an accusation.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Nuts.
That's
very
true of a lot of
serious.
things in a lot of places, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really screwed up beliefs on the African continent, and one of them is the whole witchcraft thing. Children are being accused of witchcraft, and women. There's a village of women that have been accused of witchcraft, and it's really serious because, especially when it comes to children, they're left to their own devices by their families. And they don't fare well.
And it's often the case that it'll be a woman who's widowed and now she has property, right? And they'll accuse her
they want to get the property.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
That's a whole other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's brutal. This case here in Canada was funny.
Yeah.
That isn't funny.
She gets real elsewhere. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She was also charged with fraud over $5,000 and possession of property obtained by crime. And I want to know what that property is.
Well, if she was paid in something material like jewelry or whatever, yeah. I mean, they don't say anything specifically, but.
And what she did wasn't actually funny.
Yeah.
They would approach people on the street and say there were evil spirits, and one of the relatives were going to die if they didn't have this person rid them of the evil spirits. Racket. So
apparently there's a thriving, I love this, thriving fraudulent fortune-telling industry. Like there's a real fortune-telling industry.
But
it's
this kind of just happens to be
superfluous.
Yeah, that's the problem with the language, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it implies just call it
bullshit.
Yeah, I was going to say bullshit, but I don't think you should do that in a newspaper. Unless you quote me. You can quote me. Fortune telling is bullshit. Okay.
There was an academic piece published, a peer-reviewed academic piece that I think they said the word bullshit 200 and some times in there in this paper, and it's
because
called,
you can say that. Yeah,
it's something to do with pseudo profound bullshit, and basically uptake by some people will take pseudo profound sounding bullshit, and like Deepak Chopra or something like that, right? And other people are just like, no, that's bullshit, right? This is quite interesting. That study.
People, if you would just stop believing in witchcraft and spirits and everything, you'll not lose $600,000 to a white witch.
Sorry. Oh man, that's just how.
$600,000 someone paid her.
I know. Imagine how embarrassed and ashamed you'd be to have to admit that, right?
That's why a lot of these crimes don't go reported.
Yeah.
And it's same with tax scams. People don't want to admit it because it's very embarrassing. I'd rather have the money back. The heck with the embarrassment.
Yeah.
That's temporary. Yeah. If you can get it back, you probably can't.
Yeah.
Critical thinking, people. That's what we preach. It would save you from this.
All right, may as well go on to Catholic Watch because that's pretty much the rest of the show. It's almost like the only seg we do.
But there's.
It's now time for the Legion of Reasons Catholic Watch.
All right, we got. I'm going to start with the local stuff because, and oddly enough, it has nothing to do with Bishop Fred Henry. Just have a quick listen to this. This is some excerpts I had from a CBC or CTV report that just made me just hit the roof.
Globally, that symbol serves to represent, to promote, to promulgate, to defend at all costs lawlessness. Who's the master behind all of this? His name is Satan.
All right, now that is the voice of I'm not going to use his honorific. I'm just going to call him Jerome Lavigne. He is a priest in the Catholic Diocese of Calgary, and he's also the vicar of Catholic Education in Calgary. And
School board.
Yep, and he is talking about the rainbow flag. Lavigne, you are a douchebag.
Well, not only that, he is affiliated with the white nationalist faith.
Oh, is he?
Goldie.
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh. And this guy is vicar. He's responsible for young
he's
minds.
the city's Catholic school board for. He's this.
He works for the diocese, but he does public. He doesn't work for the Calgary Catholic School Districts. He visits its schools for events and helps prepare their students for confirmation. So he's like interacting with children. Worked with grades 1, 3, and 6.
Board.
Yeah, 1, 3, and 6.
Yeah.
And the school district's not answering questions about its relationship with Lavigne, but yeesh.
That's really bad. I sure wouldn't want my kids around that.
You know what bothers me about the audio was from February, and it's only coming to light now. And why is that? Actually, how did it come? I mean, if it doesn't come out right away, why did it come out at all? It makes me think that the people in the pews agree.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know why it came out now, because somebody went through these audio files and found it and say, hey, wait a minute, this guy is in Calgary.
Well, and he's known, too. At an event, he advocated against those gay-straight alliances, referred to being transgendered as a mental illness, and a since deleted video, I guess it was public, shows this. This is Goldie, though. Goldie. Good Lord. Well, how's this? It says a year and a half before Goldie would appear on neo-Nazi podcast, Lavigne invited her to Calgary for a panel discussion about sexual education in schools. And at this event, Goldie advocated against gay-straight alliances and referred to transgendered as mental illness, discussed sexuality of former Ontario Premier Kathleen Wynne, saying that openly lesbian politician is to blame for forcing her beliefs onto her son, who is openly gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think Wynne was forcing your belief,
belief.
So if this is the kind of people Lavigne brings in for sex ed, you think, you know what, and in high school, even my non-Catholic high school, we had this kind of talk. In our, they brought us into where normally you would watch drama plays. It wasn't that
auditorium?
big. Yeah, and it was just our grade, and they openly spoke against sex before marriage and things like that. I mean, these kids that are forced to listen to these people, the parents seem to advocate it. They allow it in the schools, so of course it's like, as Randy said, it's not going to come out right away.
It's weird because I think, well, like you say often, Randy, that Catholics are better than their religion. Somebody ought to have called this out. You know?
Yeah, so in this case,
before,
I think that they're not being better than their religion.
Yeah.
And they're not...
They don't want their kids to be gay.
Well,
That's
it is what it is.
evil.
It's not, You know, if you're not standing up and saying, hey, wait a minute, or even, I would even accept just leaving and never coming back.
Yeah.
But if you're still going to Mass after all the shit the Catholic Church has done,
Yep.
the horrible permanent harm that they've done, you're not better than your religion teaches you to be. You are as bad as that, and that's bad. Yeah,
continuing to identify that way.
It's support.
I think people
tacit support.
Well, I think people are starting to feel ashamed because I think people are leaving the church,
and we should make them feel shame for belonging to an organization that actively hid crimes against children, for fuck's sakes. And that's not even the biggest crime. One of the biggest crimes was the money laundering that the Vatican Bank was doing.
Yeah, not to mention, residential schools and homes for single mothers crimes, and, collaborating with fucking Hitler.
Yeah, well, now we've got neo-Nazis coming before the school board to speak about sex ed in schools. These people are neo-Nazis coming into the board to talk about sex ed in schools.
Imprint this guy's face on your mind, and if you ever see this guy, let him know. Let him know.
Yeah.
Let him know. Let him know you're a douchebag. You like that's the best thing I could say about him.
And neither the school district nor the Roman Catholic Diocese of Calgary have apologized for his statements about.
No, that's interesting. And there's
homosexuals.
been a fair bit of outcry now. A news piece on Friday, and yeah, I don't think they will. I mean, it took 300 years to apologize to Galileo, who is dead, so he didn't care.
Even though he was right.
No. And it never
that's
apologized to Bruno, Giordano Bruno, who was burnt at the stake for his heretical views. So,
These people would rather believe the earth was flat and put somebody away for his life.
And then they believe in Satan. I mean, come on. Are you
God,
kidding me?
yeah.
Satan and
And
demons.
exorcisms.
Exorcisms. I
crazy.
saw another book
Yeah.
written by, it was a book, or the movie was based on a book. The Rite is what it was called, and it's the making of a modern exorcist. Seriously, you people are nuts. You're crazy to believe in demons. Okay,
Maybe that's when we should do our drinking review on or something like
we
that.
should watch
right?
that. I should get a copy of the.
And we wonder why people fall for witches, claiming that they can be the only ones that can save them from a demon, save their family member from a demon.
That's, like I said, it's the ultimate protection racket. You don't have to lift a finger because the threat isn't real.
Just collect the money.
Yeah, collect the money. And you can
You
always...
know what?
Oh, so what?
Vince is right. The sound is really coming. I can hear this, like you said, sounds like monsters in the background or something. I know you guys can't hear, but I can. And it is very distracting.
No. Do you hear it, Twyla?
How do we fix it if we can't hear it?
Well, I'm just wondering if we can just like sign on to Skype again, just restart the call. Is that possible?
Would that ruin the whole? Because we did that once already.
Okay.
Let me just try one thing here. Okay, what's it like now?
Test.
It's still there.
I wonder what that is then. Because I honestly, it sounds great to me. Chris sounds great. Randy sounds great.
Can you mute yourself for a second, Randy? See if it goes away. It's gone now.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, it's on your end, Randy. I wish I could like replicate it for you, because we don't hear any of this. Distracting.
We don't hear any of it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
we have monsters.
Remember what happened last time you didn't believe me?
Which time?
The time that I was right.
You were right a couple times and I was wrong.
What's that?
There were a couple times and you were right and I was wrong. But,
aw, likewise.
I could believe you, but what can we do?
I know. Oh, I just think if we could without if it doesn't mess everything up, if we restart the Skype call, could we do that?
Oh, we can
stream?
we can do that. Sure, it's still streaming.
Let's do it because fine. It's yeah.
Oh yeah.
It is sounding bad to me, and I.
Oh yeah, I'll try it now. Da da da. There we go. And where's Christine? She's anyway.
I don't know. Maybe she's still on the other one.
Now she can't. Oh,
there she is.
There she's doing. Okay.
That's better.
That's better.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No more monsters.
It was Skype. I guess it was Skype doing it.
Probably.
But it was weird because I was getting all the audio 100% fine.
Yeah. Now it's fine, but
yeah, it doesn't interrupt the stream.
Thank you, Vincent.
Okay. Yeah, speaking of douchebags, there we go. Cardinal Pell. Cardinal Pell. Douchebag Cardinal Pell. I cannot stand this ass hat of this bloated stack of protoplasm. Like, just an absolute bottom feeder of a human being. Cardinal Pell. Anyway, despite the gag order, and yes, there was a gag order, we were wondering about this in Australia on his trial down there, was found guilty. Okay, it's been reported, despite the gag order, and this was a couple of weeks ago, and he's going to appeal, of course, but I am very disappointed that they even had a gag order, because it's in the public interest, as far as I'm concerned.
No shit. Yeah.
Oh, and now there's a second trial in early 2019. So the gag order remains in force over concerns the verdict of this one could influence the outcome of the second trial.
And we have to pretend that we never heard that he was found guilty. Sometimes the system is really stupid. This is one of those times. So we're not the only ones. There are good reasons to have gag orders. This isn't one of them.
Oh,
I don't see any good reason.
Yeah, especially when it's sexual abuse of minors.
Yeah. The only thing I can see is protecting the church, and I don't give a damn about that. But back to, oh no, I just lost it. What happened there? Dumb thing. Yeah, I don't give a damn for the church. I mean, they can suck it,
And I was rambling on with my mic off.
Oh,
and I was,
okay.
they can bar their own media themselves as much as they like. It's going to get to them anyway because internet,
the internet.
Good luck.
It kind of reminds me of the this goes way back to Margaret Thatcher days, Spycatcher, the book by an ex-MI6. They banned the selling of the book in Britain, but all you had to do is order it from the States.
Yeah,
and that was before the internet.
Over.
So it's just these gag orders don't make much sense, and I don't see any. It's pure. This is in the public interest that this trial be followed by the media. Well, he's gonna. Of course, he's gonna appeal again. I saw a piece where he says, "I'm innocent of all charges." Well, the prisons are full of innocent people. But hopefully,
Well, this is kind of funny. Although the gag order was issued, one source called the integrity of the proceeding into question in remarks to CNA. He called the trial a farce and a witch hunt. Who else calls everything a witch hunt?
Yeah.
Somebody else with so much integrity.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, I think.
You the so-called...
It's all the right words. Big words.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bigly good words. Uses them all.
Bigly. What, has anybody ever found out what coffee fee, whatever that was, meant? Does anybody?
I think he was on the toilet and he was just suddenly finished and just.
He was really pushing hard, apparently.
Oh.
Gonna have a stroke doing that, man.
And now, what is it? What the hell's the other word now? Oh, he used it incorrectly. Shookers. What the hell?
Oh, coyotes? Was that the coyotes one? He's talking about the wall. He thought the wall was going to the border wall was going to keep coyotes out, and he didn't realize that the term coyotes doesn't necessarily mean a small dog-like mammal. And it was referring.
What does it mean?
It refers to the smugglers, human trafficking smugglers.
I didn't know that myself. Yeah.
And it's not going to keep them out either. I'm sorry. They, as they've said from Mexico, we build
stick a boat, go around it. Oh yeah, they use tunnels all the time. The drug cartels use those.
And the roads.
And the roads.
I mean, they've learned how to smuggle things through the.
Yeah, they've been doing it for decades now. Yeah, just take a boat, go around the wall. Big deal, ain't it, right? Just go through up the Baja Gulf of California, and there you go.
Yeah.
You're going to lose some because they'll get caught, but a lot more get through. That's a long border to guard. Anyway, here's another. This is all Catholic Watch from here on out. So I'm sorry, but the Catholics have been doing stupid things for decades. We're just catching up. Cardinal Vincent Nichols of Westminster in England, he was shocked. He said, this thing's not loading properly. He was shocked when he heard that, oh darn it, I'm going to have to look it up somewhere else here. It's waiting for, apparently the Catholic Register servers suck. They're not praying. They're not praying enough. They're powered by prayer. Come on, guys. I know it's Christmas Mass time, but come on, you guys gotta. Anyway, apparently this is not gonna load for me. Can somebody read the title of that? Have you got it up?
Sorry, which was it? I've got reports of Pell guilty verdict emerged despite
Pell.
gag order.
No.
The Catholic
No,
Register.
shocked to learn vicar sent two pedophile priests to U.S.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link.
I've got the link. It's just that I can't load it.
Okay. I got it.
Why is this?
Share screen.
No.
Want me to share screen?
No.
Okay.
It's the fact that his former archdiocese tried to help two pedophile priests escape to the United States.
Yeah, so this priest was going to be, I can't remember what the name is. Can you give me the name? It was Father Doyle.
Vincent Nichols?
Oh, Vincent. No, Nichols is the cardinal.
The archdiocese?
No.
Daniel
the priest,
Leonard, a former vicar.
No. You're not listening to me. What was the name of the person the father that was about to be arrested? It was Doyle, I think.
There's a Father James Robinson that was part of, and then Gerard Doyle.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So he was about to be arrested by British police, and the vicar tried to intercede. He ordered another priest, to warn this pedophile priest that he was about to be arrested, give him some money,
arrest was imminent,
and send him across the pond to the U.S. And so this priest that was being ordered says, he was mortified, and he said he wouldn't have done that. But then the vicar came back and told him instead to tell this priest's sister. And that was okay, apparently.
Yeah, it says
What?
Father Doyle said he was ordered to inform Father Penny that his arrest was imminent, and then give him money and tell him to leave Ireland. So they gave this Father Penny, who is going to be arrested, money. Wow.
But think about this. It was really bad to directly warn him, but it was okay to warn the sister, who would inform this pedophile priest. And does that Catholic logic these
guys really don't give a shit about kids, do they?
Yeah.
They care more about the perpetrator than they do about the victims. This is just a pattern that we keep seeing. Letters of commendation and support and don't treat the priest too harshly. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
Throw his ass in prison. Yeah. So they actually this guy went across the pond into California, was part of a diocese there, and guess what happens again? lo and behold, there were allegations of child molestation. Shock and surprise. And so he quit for the priesthood, and the BBC went over and found him managing a trailer park somewhere in California, where they found the guy. It was the BBC finds me, right? Not the police.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Yeah.
And so they do extradite him back to Britain, and he was convicted and sentenced to, I think it was 7 years or something like that. But I don't understand the logic. It makes no sense to me. I mean, just...
Yeah.
Do you get my problem? Right?
Well, they're supposed to be above, like, they're supposed to be so pious. So they have to make sure that any child abuse is covered up, because these people are supposedly perfect.
Well, it's to preserve the image of the church. That's our party. But the biggest problem I have is the logic of, okay, can't directly inform this pedophile priest that he's about to be arrested. We have to tell his sister. But who's going to tell him? So you are basically doing the same thing, but one's bad and the other's okay. This is the disconnect. When I read this, I'm like, what?
Wait, you're still informing him.
What? Yeah, exactly. You're still, just because you went in a roundabout way. I mean, this goes, and when it comes to medical assistance in dying, all of a sudden Catholics don't want to have be made to give effective referral. What the fuck was telling his sister then? It just...
Yeah.
I just want to strangle these
You have to find a way to justify your actions somehow.
Or not doing them, right? But, I don't understand. These people are...
Yeah.
The worst. They are the worst human beings. And
maintain control at all
go
costs.
To church.
Sacrifice the children.
I'm done with these people. You go to church, you go to mass. You're supporting an evil operation. Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't know.
Guess what?
I'm done with being.
If
nice
God
to
is allowing this, then your God is an asshole.
That too.
Yeah, scary.
I'm done being nice to Catholics. If you're Catholic, you tell me you're Catholic, I'm going to say fuck you.
I'm done. Yeah.
I'm done.
I guess I have to play kind of like devil's advocate.
They've done away with the devil's advocate.
Excuses, they don't add up.
They've done away with the devil's advocate for sainthood.
If I were a believer, I might be inclined to think that things can change, right? And that things are changing in turn. I know we're all rolling our eyes, but
prove it. Until they do,
I don't know. I'll just.
If God allowed this for thousands and thousands of years,
pick another form of Christianity and abandon the church, I guess. But
it's you know what that sounds like to me. You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like a very dysfunctional relationship, an abusive relationship.
Totally. Yeah,
abusive. Yeah.
Oh, he'll change.
Yeah.
The church will change. The church will change.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on. We see this every day.
He'll stop beating me up.
Yeah.
Trump.
He'll stop molesting my children.
Yeah, and Trump, he gets a free pass for all kinds of shit that, no Christian would, in the right mind, condone just because of forgiveness. And, I don't know what the fuck was molest.
I don't doubt Trump's an atheist. I mean...
Oh, I totally think he's
an atheist.
Yeah.
Well, in his mind, he's God. So come on.
Yeah.
He worships somebody himself.
He definitely worships himself. No question about
that. That's narcissism. Yeah.
And his dog.
He's a narcissist, pure and simple.
Yeah.
No.
It's just such an abusive relationship that Catholic parishioners have with their church.
Yeah.
And you just have to shake them up.
Ex-priests will
say, stop going.
And a number of ex-priests have said they couldn't recognize abusive relationships until they left.
Yeah, that's
in their
probably
own
the same
lives.
for women that finally leave their husbands after years of abuse. They don't. They rationalize it, right? It's all rationalized.
That's what I'm saying. I feel bad for those kinds of people, but
They're the ones that need to be told that if you stay,
yeah, absolutely.
you're just as
but
fucked in the head as these people.
But gently. Yeah,
I'm done with
I
gently.
agree.
I'm done with gently.
I can't disagree with you there, but I don't know. Yeah.
If all
I
of
guess
this,
it's not my way to say, hey, what the fuck? Well, kind of it is, but
if all of this
I
to
can have
this
a gentle
point,
conversation, right? Yeah,
well, I
Take
get
a
it.
look.
But if all of this to this point hasn't convinced people to leave, what the hell would?
Yeah, really. Yeah. I can't disagree with you there.
Well, that and the sexism in the church. When I read the Bible, I was like, how do women even belong to this institution? You're nothing. You're dirt, women.
My daughter-in-law got not daughter-in-law, stepdaughter got married in a Catholic church for some stupid reason, and they had to pick pieces of scripture that was for the ceremony, and it was all such truly patriarchal shit. I look
Obey
over
your
at
damn
Rhonda and I'm
husband.
like, my God, this is just like, jeez. Subservience is in every one of the choices, and the choices are all misogyny 1, misogyny 2, misogyny 3. Okay, go make me a sandwich is not even
Make me a sandwich,
close
bitch, don't argue.
to this, right?
Do as I say. You don't have a brain, bitch.
And I looked over at Rhonda and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this. And she's looking back at me thinking, don't you say anything. I'm just like,
That's what my mom
I'm
does
just
to my
shaking my
dad and
head.
me with those kinds of things. Right? Shut
man.
up, Chris and Ralph.
Everybody's going to be looking at us.
I know. It's like,
Meanwhile, my dad and I are smirking between ourselves and, like rolling our eyes and Shh, we don't do that. We're good polite people that...
So this
Me,
is
I'd be like walking out, or else I'm going to explode. I've reached that point now. It's like,
This was testimony given to the independent inquiry into child sex abuse, and I guess that's probably still going on. It's going on everywhere, apparently. I mean, the only place, like I say, the only continent it isn't going on is Antarctica.
where the penguins are.
Because, and I'm not even sure about that.
Really?
I mean, if they've got a post office at the South Pole, why not a Catholic church somewhere?
They can prolesticize to the damn penguins.
I just don't.
There's still going to be gay animals. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, I was thinking that. I think penguins tend to.
Yeah, there was a homosexual male couple that took a rock as an egg or something. It was quite...
Yeah, no, I think it's pretty well documented that there's been, homosexuality observed in penguins. Yeah,
well,
as well as many other species.
Sexuality is a spectrum, but it is heavily weighted to heterosexuality. I always get a kick out of, you're just into heteronormativity. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the norm. That's what it means.
Well, I'm sorry, but the heteros reproduce more for some weird reason.
Well,
the homosexuals reproduce more. Of course it would be more homosexuality, but I'm sorry, heteros for some reason just produce more kids.
Yeah, it's kind of is the norm. Yeah, but it's just that other expressions of sexuality shouldn't be denigrated or considered.
Exactly. I mean, if you have a gay uncle, he will help provide for you, and you will actually do better. So that's what they found in the past. Is if you had a gay relative, like an aunt or an uncle, they contributed to their nieces and nephews.
Yeah. So they do provide.
There's actually benefit for the family.
It's kin selection. It aids in kin selection.
For those species that reproduce sexually, was what I was going to say earlier. So
which covers pretty much every multicellular
There are things,
animal on the
there
planet.
are things that, that reproduce asexually or, you know.
Well, you have less diversity in the
Even
genes, so
bacteria
you have less
have a
chance
form of sexual reproduction, exchanging plasmids.
Yeah, bacteria do.
Yeah.
I mean, the more
Archaea does.
diversity you have in your genes, the better off
Yeah.
you can survive certain pressures. So.
And that's why sex exists. It's a gene mixing as opposed to cloning, which doesn't give a mechanism by which when conditions change, that
this one might survive, whereas this one might not. But you might triple or quadruple your chances of the species surviving with sexual production.
I wanted to bring this just on this topic. I know we're getting far afield, but I'm reading a book on evolutionary psychology right now. I cannot remember who it's by.
Would it be Gad Saad?
No, it's not Gad Saad.
Okay.
It's called The Ape That Came to Know the Universe. I think that's the title. Anyway,
that's cool.
It's interesting because it looks at the human animal from the perspective of an alien. What would they be looking at in terms of behavior? And it's just the way you have to look at it, because we live these behaviors. We don't think twice about them, but if you think about it, why should music move us emotionally? Why should we even have emotions? It's kind of interesting. So I'm enjoying reading. I'm just at the beginning, but it seems to be quite interesting. Anyway, that's an aside.
That's so fascinating.
Yeah.
If you have emotions, unlike Trump, you'll actually help people.
So we're going to go to the lighter side of Catholicism.
What is that?
Here we go. 2 nuns admit embezzling cash for Vegas gambling trips. Oh, you just can't make this shit up.
Gotta have some fun.
That's awesome. I love it.
I was going to make...
Oh, it's terrible. I'm terrible.
I was going to Photoshop a couple of nuns stuffing G-strings at a Chippendales show in Vegas. I can't get that image out of my head. Now you have it too. I'm just sharing the pain.
But they would have left their nunnery headgear behind.
Get the heads to a nunnery.
They might get called
Chippendales
out.
first. Chippendales. Yeah. So 2 nuns who worked at a Catholic school in California have admitted to embezzling about $500,000. That's U.S., not Canadian, and using it to gamble in Las Vegas. Sisters Mary Kruper and Lana Chang took the money from St. James Catholic School in the city of Torrance near Los Angeles to go on a junket.
Good for them. Except for I don't like Catholic schools, so whatever.
So Mary Kruper was the principal of the school for 29 years, and Lana Chang worked there. The principal of the school, yeah. Yeah.
My God, this gets better.
And there's this. I love this. There's related stories in this, in the text on this. And Pope warns nuns to use sobriety on social media, so don't Facebook and drink.
Oh, damn it!
Of course, that's not what he meant, but I mean, it just sounds like
I
don't drink and Facebook. Don't.
That's good advice all around, but I think sobriety might mean something different in that context. Oh my God!
Oh, that's funny. So I guess these 2 nuns had enough of a life of charity and chastity and just went nuts.
I wonder if they got married down there too.
$500,000 you get, it buys you a lot of debauchery.
The Chippendales guys.
I can't believe, I do not believe for a second that with $500,000 it was just gambling.
But they were at retirement age.
So you can get freaky when you're older. What do you got? You got this ageist hang up. I tell you.
Well, I'm not near retirement age yet, so I don't know.
You'll feel differently when you get there.
I'm on my next big milestone is 50 though, so
Ooh.
you're like, oh, that's so young now.
I passed that a while back. Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep drinking.
Yeah, so the Archdiocese of Los Angeles found out when they did a routine audit, and they concealed their actions. So they concealed their actions by depositing a number. The nuns allegedly able to conceal their actions by depositing a number of checks made out to the school for tuition and other fees into a separate bank account not used by the school. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
That's a part of me really wants to applaud them.
No, me too.
They're like, fuck it, we're retired. We're just gonna take this money and have some fun.
Like, screw this whole charity thing. Let's
scam the scammers, right?
They're already fleeced. Let's take them.
Well, I bet you they figured they would pay the money back if they won.
I doubt it. Oh my god, that is so funny.
Like, oops, this money went into the wrong account. Here, have it back.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Back to the serious stuff. Unfortunately.
Next time, go overseas to do your gambling.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, apparently you'll get away with it at least a few years longer. Just a few more years.
I have to. For some reason, Edge has just decided to die, so I'm gonna do this.
I want to do the Deadpool one.
Oh, we're getting to that one. We're getting to Deadpool. I just want to talk about this
Catholic
one.
Still.
Yeah, this is I think the last thing on the Catholic Watch. This is a mixture of politics and Catholicism. Alberta Health Minister reviewing rules around assisted dying at faith-based facilities. And this all relates back to the horrors that some people who were are trying to even request medically assisted dying had to taken out on the street. I mean, we're talking about really frail people in pain. And there was quite an outcry, and rightfully so. And this all comes back to the exemption that Sarah Hoffman gave Covenant Health, which is a Catholic faith-based care institution. They control most of the palliative care beds in Alberta. Like when I'm talking most, it's like 90% of the beds in Edmonton. More than that.
So how do you give an exemption to 90%? I mean, I'm sorry, NDP. First you allowed GSAs, and now, like, which side are you on? Talk to David Egan, for crying out loud, and get your shit together.
Yeah. This thing is not showing right. I gotta. It's because of Edge. Edge died, and I'm going to add.
Yeah, you're showing your some kind of like control board or something.
It's part of the soundboard system, and so I'm going to add a screen capture, window capture there. Except it's over there. I don't want it there. I want it over here. So here we go. So yeah, so Sarah Hoffman has been soundly criticized for this, and now because of that public pressure, and I'm going to include my own on this, I'm going to be sending stuff off to Sarah Hoffman this week.
Yeah. Because
keep pushing. If she's thinking about it, that means she's considering ending this travesty. There is just simply no compromise here. We've tried that. It failed. They will not allow assisted dying. We talked about this last time.
On their own.
Yeah, they won't participate. But I think the new rules allowed for it to be done on their in their facilities. But I'm sure they're setting up roadblocks all the way.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that can't happen. I think we should just faith-based healthcare institutions, faith-based education, no public
I'm
funding.
just
Zero.
really mad they're 90%. Like, how did it get like that? I'm sorry, but
It's
I'm going to
the
blame the
insidious
conservatives
nature of
for
the
that.
Catholic
But
Church.
Sarah Hoffman does not get a pass for this. You don't
No,
give them
she can fix it.
exemptions. I'm sorry, all the Christians are mad at you about the GSAs. You're not going to save face by doing this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not going to get those votes back. So just do the right thing.
Yeah. Allow people some goddamn
I'm
relief.
sure that even Catholics, there are even Catholics who would consider requesting assistance in dying. So,
I don't want to die because I take nothing by mouth. That's suicide too, but
I've
that's
seen that.
allowable. Because you're suffering the whole way. That's just fucked up. You should be able to choose before you get to that point.
My stepfather went that route, and I will not.
So did my grandma.
Yeah, I will not.
She
ever
took
What are you
nothing by
talking about?
mouth. She starved.
Oh, okay.
voluntary
You can
withdrawal
starve.
from food and water.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
Your
common
organs
thing
are-
in a. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
That's a pretty.
You can die of thirst and suffer. But
delirium.
Before that-
your
before that, you
mental state
can't
is
get
gone.
assisted suicide at home in your bed. You can die of thirst. Though. That's fine. That is fucked
Does that
up.
make sense? Yeah, it's fucked up.
So
My grandpa went that way too. Yeah.
yeah, it's got to
So-
stop. I mean, do you want to die of thirst? Would you choose that route?
Well, I'd rather that than being kept alive unnecessarily.
Yeah, but if
I'd
you,
rather that than
Why do you
extreme
choose-
measures
why do you-
taken if I were in that
choose to
shape,
go
right?
peacefully.
why
Yeah,
should those be
of
your
course.
only
Of
options?
course. Yeah.
Those shouldn't be your only options.
No, absolutely not. No.
Inhumane. We treat our animals better.
Yeah. No, I'm totally 100% on board with the right to die with dignity. I can't imagine a better way other than being maybe smacked by a bus and you don't even know what hit you, kind of thing. To be able to
Well,
plan
you
that,
can't
and,
arrange,
you know,
you can't arrange that. I mean, you could
you
arrange
know what
that.
I mean, right? But
The Covenant Health will not take you out on the street in your wheelchair and allow a bus to hit you.
yeah.
Well, you can hire a hitman. Take out yourself.
Take your savings.
Just take it.
Yeah.
Most security guards might overtake someone taking somebody out in a wheelchair that wasn't authorized, but I don't know.
So
Well, it'd be a terrible question to ask your
What?
family to do that
Oh.
for you. So it's thank goodness it's
Hire
legal.
me a hitman.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, well, I could. Well, I did something for you. I took a hit out on you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Can you save it for a few years? Because I think I still have a bit of time left.
we have such a shitty law in Canada right now, and that is all on Justin Trudeau and his what's her name, Raybould. Anyway, Justice Minister. It's a crappy
Again,
law.
stop trying to pander. The religious hate you
Yeah, they're not going to vote
so
for you no matter what. So just do what you got to
Stop
do.
pissing off the people that would vote for you.
Yeah.
It's already
That's
happened. I have no idea what I think for the Alberta provincial election. I have an idea of who I'm going to vote for, but the federal one, I got no idea.
So
there's
fix
no one
it. There's
represented.
election year next year. People fix this shit.
Well, both federally and provincially. So, anyway,
Yeah.
Sarah Hoffman is feeling the heat. She says a lot of Albertans are writing in, even folks from across the country. Good.
Keep it up.
I know this is an issue that matters to everyone, and we're continuing to gather that and review the advice that is being given.
Keep writing.
I don't know. To me, there's only one right course of action. There's only one.
Yeah.
I don't get what listening to all the advice is going to do.
Yeah. People
And
who
how
don't
can-
want to do it don't have to do it. Nobody's mandating people to, you know,
Yeah, there's no
if you want to
slippery
do
slope here.
just like abortion. If you don't like abortion, don't have an abortion. You know, don't like gay marriage, don't marry, you know, like don't
Yeah.
Don't
marry a
have
gay
one.
person. And otherwise, shut the fuck up and leave us alone. You know?
Mind your own damn business.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly this.
Yeah.
This is the thing. What Covenant Health
And
is
let's
doing is imposing their beliefs on their patients. That is a
Stop
violation of rights
publicly
there.
funding religious
But yeah,
care. Why do they have a monopoly, for fuck's sakes?
It is a monopoly.
Yeah, yeah.
And who allowed
That's a de
that?
facto monopoly.
The Conservatives allowed that.
Oh, who
and
knows?
now
Might even been before that. Who knows? But so it could be a social credit. But it doesn't matter
are
because
basically
this is now.
conservatives.
This is now, and don't forget that assisted dying has only been lawful in Canada for a couple of years now. Since
well, so
2016.
there should be available in Alberta.
But yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the Conservatives didn't get a chance to either allow it or not allow it. Because it was
They certainly
illegal.
wouldn't do anything about Covenant Health either.
Probably not, no. But we'll see. But the one
But the
government.
NDP can choose to be a Conservative party, or they can choose to be the NDP. Come on.
Yeah, this is one of the big failings of the NDP government that I was hoping would fix things, and they didn't. And so I know for the Liberal Party has announced that if they come to power, which is like right or whatever, so it's easy for them to say. But
they can change their goddamn name.
yeah, no kidding. Especially considering what's been going on with the pipelines. But they've already said that they would completely change this situation. And actually, I believe them because the head of the Liberal Party, Dr. Swan, well, he knows what he's a smart guy. So
Yeah.
just
It's too bad
not a very
Liberals are
popular
so
party.
hated in Alberta.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
goes back to
our-
the first Trudeau.
Well, our provincial NDP are different from the federal NDP.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
provincial Liberals are
Yeah,
different from the federal Liberals.
Yeah.
But people do not think that way.
Unfortunately, our Conservatives are not different from the federal Conservatives, and where conservatism is
Kenny
gone.
was a Fed.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they are Feds.
Yeah.
So-
Anyway, we're getting far afield.
I just wish people would realize that.
And what else did I have for topics? I know there was we had the Deadpool. Let me go look that one up here. I'm gonna.
2 seconds.
Okay. Deadpool. Yes. Here we go. Christine's gone for a moment. It's still updating. Come on. Oh. Answer a survey question to continue reading this content. Seriously? Seriously?
You can skip it.
No, you don't think you can.
I just skipped it.
Skip survey there. Thank you. God, I hate those things. It's like. Anyway, okay, we got it.
This is funny.
Petition against Deadpool promotional poster says it's religious discrimination against LDS Church. I don't think they know what that word discrimination means. How is this discrimination? It's poking fun at, I'm sure. But you know what?
It's called free speech,
baby.
dick faces. Get over
Free
it.
speech. Get over it. Thousands.
Not discrimination.
Thousands of people have signed a petition calling for a poster promoting the new Once Upon a Deadpool movie to not be used or posted in any manner. Let's look at this poster. It's pretty hard to see on the screen.
It's
but,
awesome. It's the second
it's
coming of Deadpool.
Yeah. And it doesn't
He is an
say
angel surrounded by angels.
it doesn't say anything about LDS.
Not specifically. Deadpool is positioned exactly as Jesus Christ was and wearing a white robe. It is unknown if the picture was used to intentionally mock the Church of Jesus Christ, but it's clear it's copied
So
from
what if
the
it
original picture.
was? So
Yeah,
what
really.
if it was?
So sue for fucking copyright, get over it.
Grow a spine and here, I'll give you $0.25. Buy yourself a sense of humor. You know, like
Religious discrimination. Like, okay, at the very no, it can't even violate copyright laws. It just can't.
No, it can't.
There's
Like
No.
it's changed
so
by more
fast.
than 10%, right?
I mean, it's no discrimination
Yeah.
here. Anybody can go see the movie.
Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's
where's the
religious-
discrimination?
That's covered under free speech. We're talking about the
being
U.S.,
picked
right?
on. Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
KSTU.
Even if we were
Bruises?
talking about Canada, it would be the same thing.
Oh, Salt Lake
just like-
City here. Okay, yeah.
So what?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
Salt Lake City, it's still part of the U.S. the last time I looked.
Exactly,
Thing
exactly.
is, they have double standards. They can tell everybody atheists are fucking assholes, but if you pick on them, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's lots of good cartoons about that. But so 23,000 people have signed the petition. You know what? The second coming.
3,000 snowflakes.
The second coming has been going on for 2,000 years. That has got to be the longest orgasm in history.
What I mean, we were kind of like, I think, kind of
or the
proud of
longest
the
gap
Mormons
between
for not
orgasms.
getting out of line with the whole what was that, the Book of Mormon thing, right?
Yeah, they
Because they
never
had their
said
sense
anything
of
about
humor
that.
about it. They're not going to behead us and blah blah blah. And now they're pulling this shit.
I've never. I want to see that. Have either of you ever seen the Book of Mormon?
No, damn it.
I
I'd
want to
love
see it every time
Yeah.
I try to go. It's impossible to get a ticket.
Okay. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's get a sense
Go
of
see
humor.
Deadpool.
Jeez. Yeah, go see Deadpool.
Okay,
Yeah.
I haven't seen Deadpool, but I
see
still
Deadpool.
appreciate this. Of course I haven't.
Is
There we go.
that a new Deadpool movie?
Once Upon a Deadpool in theaters December 12th.
Oh, really? I didn't even know about that there really was a new one. I thought
See,
you were
they helped
referring
raise
to the last
awareness
one.
of the movie. Thanks, you dorks.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the funny part about all this. I mean, remember the last Temptation of Christ way in the 90s? There was this big outcry by Christians, and I'm betting the movie producers wanted to send each and every person who made that outcry a thank you card, because it's just free publicity. Congratulations, you just push that movie into the top of everybody's consciousness. You can't buy that kind of. You literally can't buy that kind of PR. It's awesome.
Deadpool's cool too. So
But Deadpool's funny. He's one of my favorites, along with Doctor Strange.
I dropped off for a moment, and the sound really is really bad. Again, it's deteriorated over time.
No.
Somebody said it sounds like Satan.
Thanks.
Satan.
All right, I'll hang up, and you guys can come back in. Let's hang up on that, and then we'll. Yeah, I'm wondering. Well, we'll see. All right. Whoops. How's that? Is that better?
I don't know, where's Chris? She can hear shit that we can't.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There she is.
You're the Skype whisperer.
I just wonder if, if I'm on two calls, or one of us is actually on two calls, because it seemed to me that we had brought each other in simultaneously into two different calls. So can we check that?
No.
Okay. Well, it's better now anyway.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm going to open up the phone lines. What the hell? I haven't done this for.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah.
Phone in, people. Somebody wants to. Oh yeah, sure. Now that's not gonna. Anyway, I'll just do it manually. Yeah, you can call in at toll free at 1-587-288-1067. Locally, you don't need the one, of course. Give us a shout. Phone lines are open, and the audio is all tested out, so it's really good actually. And anyway, I guess this is in your neck of the woods, Twyla. Same-sex relationship in breach of teaching contract, Red Deer Catholic teachers are told. So, I got a question for gay teachers in Red Deer. Why are you still Catholic?
It's not just Red Deer. These contracts can be province-wide depending on the institution they're working for. It's actually rather common. So David Egan, the people that all the Christians hate, is now reviewing these contracts. They are no longer allowed to discriminate in these contracts.
Yeah.
And they can be taken to task on it now.
Yeah, you know what? They had similar contracts at Trinity College in Rochester. What's that place by the airport in Vancouver? Rochester?
Because this is a
thing.
publicly funded institution,
Yeah.
they have to allow the human rights.
Yep. That's
And
exactly why.
Now that the Alberta government is aware of these contracts, they're not allowing them. So
I
if
hope
you
so.
have,
Yeah, so we were talking about these same-sex relationships being in breach of teaching contracts, and you were mentioning that because they are publicly funded, they receive public money, that they are under human rights legislation. They fall under human rights legislation, right?
and David Egan, the evil, very evil NDP member that all the Catholics hate because of the GSA issue, of course, will stand with anyone. These contracts are non-binding. If you get fired, these teachers have filed a human rights complaint.
Yeah.
And you can do that. If you have signed one of these contracts, you can file a human rights complaint. The school board will stand behind you, as will the Alberta government. These are not something you should be signing.
Yeah, these are clearly
in violation of human rights.
Yeah, absolutely. So is that an official word by Egan that
Egan and the school board?
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it'd be wrongful dismissal if they were fired.
Yeah, no, they filed a human rights complaint. The government stands behind them. The government was not aware of this bullshit.
Has there been any incidents of teachers being fired over this? I guess there was somebody who was trans.
As soon as they found out these same-sex people were married, they got fired.
Wow.
And it was the wording was so ridiculous too. Conditions of employment document found on the school's District 1 website on Monday was removed Tuesday. References to common law and same-sex relationships have now been removed. The form now reads, specifically, you're expected both in and out of school to live a lifestyle and deportment in harmony with Catholic Church practices and beliefs, which include, among other things, participation in sacraments of the Church. It also says employees are now or at any time involved in behaviors, practices, or lifestyle that do not meet the conditions of this agreement may lead to discipline.
Doesn't that include same-sex relationships?
Oh, they're going to get smacked again.
Well, I mean...
Post-media contacted the school district asking how many employees were beholden to earlier agreements forbidding same-sex and common law relationships. Well, the Alberta government nor the actual school board were aware of these contracts. This has now spurred action.
Yeah, it's really...
The wording of these things will get looked at, and any type of discrimination will not be allowed.
Well, it's built into things like, oh, if you're not being Catholic enough, you're canned.
File a human rights complaint.
And it's like, yeah.
You can fight this. And if anything, I hope they actually build in a law, just like they have to allow GSAs now, they cannot discriminate on any basis like same-sex.
Well, it kind of is built in there, right? Because it's very anti-Catholic to be in a same-sex relationship.
Well, I guess they'll have to change that wording, won't they? They're not going to get away with it any longer. As long as the NDP are in power, or the Liberals. Conservatives, well, maybe.
Yeah, they'll let them get away with it. But, well, the school board wouldn't, though. And the school board, well, they're dealing with courts. The courts are not, they're not...
yeah, it'll go to the Supreme Court.
They don't care who's in power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, they'll go to the Alberta Court of Appeals.
Yeah. File that complaint. File the complaint even if you had to sign something like that and you aren't discriminated against. Just complain about signing something like that.
Yeah, that's an illegal contract. It's a violation of human rights legislation to do that.
But you have to bring it to... You have to bring it forward, make people aware.
Yeah. That's tough to do. It's tough to do, though. Yeah, you have to do it anonymously because it's really tough to do that as a...
Not through the government.
Lose a job.
No, if you file a human rights complaint, you don't do it anonymously.
Well, Well, yeah, you can't do that. But if you want to go to the media and let them...
Yeah.
That might be the safest route.
The media looks at these complaints and they will go. But they also pretty much, I think, have to have your permission. So But the thing is, you get fired over making a human rights complaint about the contract you signed, and they're going to be in more trouble. So
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So go ahead, fucking try it. So, yeah, make a big stink.
Yep.
Okay, we had one other little thing, or was that it? Same sex. Oh yeah, there's this one you sent, or you put on the page. Christmas comes early for atheist family who oppose holiday symbols in the classroom.
I thought we talked about that last time.
Did
Or
we?
time
Did we?
before.
Well, no, it couldn't have been the time before because that was...
Oh, maybe not. I just looked into it quite extensively, actually. That's what it was. Sorry, that's why I thought it was talked about. No.
Yeah, so BC Human Rights Tribunal awards the family $12,000 for discrimination after school barred their child from attending over, they raised, I guess they raised holy hell about Christmas symbols. I mean, I don't know how to feel about this.
The reason why they were awarded, they were kind of actually dicks about it. The parents were actually
it sounds
dicks
like
about it.
They were being dicks about it.
But the actions of the school also, they were being dicks about it too. So
Exactly.
Everybody
So the
was
whole
being a dick. Okay.
everybody was being a dick. These guys were awarded cash because of it. They could have handled, there should have been an arbitrator, really. So, like, if some guy's
Yeah.
being a dick to you as a parent, don't be a dick back. They'll probably win. Especially when it comes to...
I've been watching the Orville again. We got the DVDs from first season, and there's this one alien gets called a dick, and he's like, "Well, what does that mean?" And so the captain sends over, I guess, a picture. And so you don't see that, but that's what the gist is, and so the alien's like,
Dick,
"Oh,
dick."
I hear that human males talk about their sex organs quite a bit. So this is a good thing then, right?" Like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good episode. It's coming, by the way, in 1 week. 1 week from tonight.
But the one thing about these parents was they even opposed Remembrance Day in school.
That's...
Every holiday, including Remembrance Day, which it's not a holiday.
Now, that's really being a dick. Because...
Yeah.
That,
So, of course, the school started being a dick, and then, yeah, they didn't handle it well.
So
Neither side handled it well, but...
problem parents. Yeah. I'd hate to grow up in that family. I mean,
but if you're a school, don't be a dick to a dick parent.
yeah.
just manage them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure I was a bit of a dick
they were
parent from
making
time to
this...
time.
They made this family sign something that nobody else had to sign, so that was blatant discrimination.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, they still wanted their kid in the school, but they had to sign something saying we won't be dicks.
Yeah.
So, and they didn't make anyone else sign it. So, yeah, if you make one person sign something, I'm sorry, but that's discrimination.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, bring in an arbitrator, bring in somebody from outside if you're having these issues. And as an atheist, please stop being a dick about these things. Like, Remembrance Day, really?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not just a religious thing. It's paying respects to people who died
For our freedom.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Nazis were not nice guys. I mean, they were pretty
So, I'm
awful.
sorry, as a parent, you don't take the all or nothing stance. However, they still won their case because of how the school handled it.
Yeah, it was because the school was, they over... Well, I kind of sympathize with the school because these were obviously problem parents. And I don't want to know them.
And they're making atheists look bad, too.
So don't be a dick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty
sure.
simple. It's
Yeah.
pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bill Plate says don't be a dick.
Some people just don't get it.
Sometimes you have to be a dick, though. I don't think in this case it was necessary, but
Just don't be a dick about Remembrance Day, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I had, by the way.
Twyla, do you see Randy coming in kind of red?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
Something's on my end then. Because
green to me.
once I rebooted,
Is that okay?
I didn't hear that noise anymore,
Looks
so
good.
it's me that's introducing something into the scenario here.
Well,
You look very
I'm
red.
sorry.
But that's because your
I'm
lighting
sorry.
is very
Yeah,
low.
I always do. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
your lighting. It's not.
No,
not
you're
very
like
bright.
pink and red. Like you've got no.
No,
On my end,
Yeah.
on your end, maybe.
I swear I'm not high. I've had a bit to drink, but
I was
I don't
having
know,
port, but I'm not. Haven't had any in a while. And nobody,
Chris needs more red than Randy, unfortunately. You're apple red, Chris. It's very
I'm
pretty.
sure I am.
yeah, that's just the
No, it's
because
just
of
the
the low
lighting.
light. Yeah,
Yeah.
the low light in
Yeah.
there it kind of tinges things red.
I should-
No, I look awesome. I look like
I'm gonna do a screen capture. Hang on here. Hang on. Screen cap.
Yeah, but that's like saying a picture on.
uh,
Hang on here.
I just hope I don't look as green on the other end as I do on my end.
no, you look fine. You should be able to,
Okay.
if you find you're a little bit green, you should be able to get into your webcam controls and change the tint. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
really
Chris,
bad.
that's on you.
Yeah,
That's-
so.
Weird, eh?
That's
Yeah, it is on my
yeah,
end.
That's all
And
on
so
your
too, I guess, was the sound
Yeah.
issue, right?
end. Yeah.
So I don't
Chris
know. I'm gonna
needs
have to figure that out.
anybody techies come help Chris, please.
Yes.
Well, I still got to get you that webcam. But you should see my lighting setup. I actually have a couple of very bright.
Well, I have
lights.
because you were filming me for that.
No,
ABS
I
News.
wasn't using. I'm not using those. Those are too bright.
Yeah, they were.
Well, they were bright for you, but I could adjust
Start.
the aperture. I can't do that on this camera, so I have to have the lights fairly low.
Yeah, yeah.
And I still get hot spots, but and well, my nose is a bit oily. I mean, I could lubricate
You need some
I could
puff.
lubricate joints with my nose, rubbing my nose on it. That's all I got.
Hear that.
That's all I
No, we
got.
don't have any callers. Are there any
No,
more
there's no callers.
questions?
There's no callers.
No, I've been watching and I don't see anybody. On
We haven't offended anyone today.
Oh, I hope so.
If we haven't offended anybody, we haven't been doing our damn
all
jobs.
exactly. All I've seen is complaints about the sound. So I'm sorry. It's got
Yeah,
to be
I don't know what was
on
going
my
on there.
end, and
I
I don't
think it
know.
is. Yeah,
Well, like I said, I think it had to do with maybe somehow I
doesn't make
was
sense.
getting 2 calls in at once.
well, that's weird. Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
It looks on my end to be really good. I hope it is when I go to edit the audio, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
hopefully.
Yeah.
No, you guys are just frozen. Yeah, it's on my end for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it's your connection because I can see Twilight just fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah,
frozen.
you
You've got this interesting look on your face there.
Me or Twyla?
Chris.
It's like the getting you caught
Yeah.
in the middle of a sneeze.
Oh, God, that's usually how I always look like. I take such
That's what I see here. Let's blow that up a little bit
Screen
here.
cap it
There
for
we
me.
go.
Screen
I can somebody screamed.
No.
That's hilarious.
Twyla looks adorable. Like her water bottle is just, yeah. And
Yeah,
you look awesome, but yeah, figures.
The blue light.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Wow.
Well, you can see yourself. You can go onto YouTube and check yourself out there. It really does kind of. You look like a hoser.
I look like a hoser?
Oh.
I don't see myself. I just look like me with a toque.
Well,
Which
the two
you're
kind of
hoser.
adds to the hoser thing, right?
Bad hair day? Toque.
Bad hair day.
Yeah.
And it is cold where you are.
Well, anyway,
Yeah. My
I'm
office,
done.
yeah.
I've got nothing else to talk about.
Okay.
And we're
my
gonna
voice
go
is
see
my voice is dying.
Deadpool.
My voice is dying.
Deadpool. Thank you, Deadpool.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to turn my heat on again.
It's 10 o'clock. Time to
Yeah,
spend
it's
2
time to
hours,
shut her
or
down
hour and a half.
and
Yeah.
Apparently I'm advertising for Coke today.
cool.
You guys are still frozen on my end.
All right, say
Weird.
good night, everybody.
Good night,
Night.
everybody.
You've been listening to the Legion of Reason diversion coming to you from Alberta, Canada. If you enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing to our bi-weekly podcast on iTunes and other podcatchers. Even better, subscribe to our YouTube live sessions where you can join in on the discussion. Thanks for giving us a listen. Music and other sound effects under license from audioblocks.com.